From Tobacco Republic in Loomis, California, the Loom Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Yay, I got it right. Scott Robinson with you here for another episode. As we were running B-roll, you say it's not, but running like preview stuff before I even did the introduction. This is my second shot at it because I effed the other one up. So let's just jump right in just for grins. And let's talk to the gorilla over in the gorilla enclosure. Has a full belly, full of fire. How you doing over there, gorilla?
Gorilla is doing very well. I'm content. I am in a good mood. So
a content gorilla is a good gorilla. Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Okay. Still can't get over the B-roll that you guys will never see, so sorry. But good start to the week, a good cigar for today's show. I think it's going to be a good day.
All right. Yo, Larry, how goes it, man?
Winding down from a typical Monday in my stretch of the neighborhood.
That bad, huh?
Well, you know, it just, what can you say?
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, wearing sunglasses again. It's sunny out.
yeah, out.
Yeah.
Outside.
Keyword is out.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Greg, you were good enough. I don't know what's with me today, but
Get it out now on our program before you do the other one.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But tell us what we're smoking, oh generous, kind sir.
Oh, wow. Oh, did you hear that, folks? I got that on video.
I said I was nice.
So today's cigar for the show, as most of you know, we called an audible last show because we did. I forget. Oh, the shop owner decided to send us something else. So today we're talking about the Joya Cabineta by Joya de Nicaragua. It is a beautiful, gorilla can get a nice tight shot. Maybe otherwise I'll send him some pictures. It's a beautiful cigar. It's a made, obviously, Fabrica de Joya, Nicaragua in wherever they make it. I didn't write that down. My fault. It's a 6x52 Toro. It combines a dark Nicaraguan Criollo wrapper on the top third. The bottom third is a light Ecuadorian shade Connecticut main wrapper. Cigars International now, mind you, describes this as chocolate with vanilla swirl ice cream cone. I don't believe that for a freaking second.
A what?
Literally, quoted off their website, it's like a chocolate and vanilla swirl ice cream cone.
No, it's not. And when I was looking in your direction, I noticed something. Gorilla?
Gorillas
having technical issues.
Mechanical difficulties.
We're good.
No. I noticed you're wearing sunglasses too.
Yeah, how the fuck do you do this? Can't see shit. And then I put the sunglasses on and I can't see more shit. God damn it. Weirdo.
So, yeah, it is a blend of Nicaraguan long filler to finish the cigar. Notes of deep cocoa earth with a decidedly spicy finish as you get up into the darker Criollo wrapper. This cigar did receive a 90-point rating. It's rolled with 2 wrappers. The cigar starts woody and tangy with hints of vanilla bean and takes on a sweet quality of chocolate-covered raisins. The finish is toasty. The reason I included this is because when we all get done and we get ready to end the show, I want to come back and see how much of this bullshit you actually agree with.
So I'm going to argue you shouldn't have told us up front then.
I know it's psychosomatic, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, that's the cigar for the day. We've got some cigar news and stuff coming up. But, Larry, that's a hell of a bottle sitting over there.
Yeah, this was part of our winning bid at the Nevada County Sheriff Deputies Association. That is a limited edition Johnny Walker Blue Scotch. So I thought that was a good pairing for today's cigar. And this is very creamy.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
They put it out of 5, 5 being the strong, 1 being the most mild. This comes in at about a 2. So they say.
I'd go along with that. This is nice and smooth. It's going very well with this Scotch.
I was just about to ask you, what do you think of the pairing?
I think it's good because the Scotch is a little bitier than the cigar.
Yeah.
I think that works with this.
Excuse me, folks.
What in the actual? That was cool.
What?
Silent sneeze. I like that.
I'm a professional. I do my own stunts.
You're taller than Tom Cruise.
Everyone in here is taller than Tom Cruise. Jesus Christ, where'd that come from?
Did Pat teach you that technique?
What technique?
The quiet sneeze?
No. Just something I do.
So,
Hiding in the girls' locker room taught him that quiet sneeze.
Oh.
Well, at least you didn't say hiding from the cops. Thanks for giving me that.
I figured you'd come around.
So Nathan from Texas sent us another message.
Let's hear it.
He says, the other day I went to a new cigar shop and came across something I had never seen before in a walk-in humidor. I noticed that some of the cigars' cellophane wrappers appeared to have condensation on them. I didn't pick any of those up, so can't tell you if it was the outside or inside of the wrapper. I was just curious as to what would cause it. I figured their humidity was too high in their room. Maybe wrappers weren't sealed tight enough, but can't say for sure. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Nathan, I got to tell you, Scott's dying over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is, we'll get to that in a second. So I got to tell you, I have two frames of mind. Number one, either the cigars came in really, really wet and the humidity was higher than the room, so they condensated on the inside of the wrapper. If that's the inside. If it's on the outside, it's very possible.
Jesus.
Wow.
What the hell's going on?
It's very possible that the humidity in the humidor was too high. Or it also depends on where the humidifier was sitting. Is it somewhere where it can drip? Because some of them do drip. There's a myriad of different reasons. I'm sorry I can't give you a more definite answer, but we asked our local, and he was, of a couple of different minds of what it could be. Could be too humid, could be not humid enough, and they're too humid. There's a couple of different reasons. The thing I can tell you definitely, if you get that cigar and you pick it up and it feels spongy when you squeeze it, it's over humidified.
Yep.
And that is something to definitely look out for, because you never know what they're holding their humidity at.
So that reminded me of, and this has been years ago, at least 10 years ago. We were traveling, and I walked into a little cigar shop with a little walk-in humidor that was long, but it was very narrow, and it had a glass front on the wall you could see in. And as I'm walking down this glass wall to get to the door to go in the humidor, there's a guy in there cleaning the windows by just spraying the shit out of window cleaner. And I mean, he is fogging this entire window, and it's just dropping down onto the cigars that are on the shelf along this window. Some of them cello, some of them not. And I'm like, okay, well, we will be picking off the back wall of this humidor. So that's when you first told us that about his email. That was the first thing that came to mind, and I was like, God, I haven't thought about that probably since a week after it happened. But I was like, Jesus, okay, that's rough.
Well, what it sounds like to me is it's a temperature fluctuation.
I suppose that's possible. I mean, Nathan, we're curious, follow-up email, what part of Texas was this in, if it was in fact Texas? Because I know the Gulf Coast of Texas gets more humid than, say, the interior. So I'm not really sure.
I'm just talking temperature alone, because if it was high temp in there and then went lower temp inside the humidor, that's when you're going to get that condensation.
Well, and if something went haywire with their humidor, with their humidifying, typically it doesn't run continuous. It'll put out some, a little bit of humidified air, and then it'll shut off for a period of time. If that timer went haywire, and it was just pumping into that room, it could very easily over humidify the room.
Yeah.
So, that's the best answers we got, man.
Yeah, I hope it helps.
Choice.
So, we had some other news over the week, and this might be a little bit of a long one. So let me come back to that one in just a second. I'm going to jump ahead to the Plasencia cigars, because we know that's one of the favorite lines of Mr. Robinson.
Yay.
Plasencia Cigars has some new gravitas. Plasencia Cigars is thrilled to share their gratitude to the media, retailers, customers for their outstanding feedback regarding the Koshika 151. The Koshika 151 earned the top 25 honors for 2024 by Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Snob, Cigar Lovers Magazine, and the coveted #1 new cigar of 2024 by the Cigar Journal, including the accolades of Best of the Best of 2024 by the Rob Report. Nestor Andreas Plasencia is stated as saying, "We're deeply grateful for the honors bestowed upon the Koshika 151. We really should try and get a hold of this cigar.
Oh, most definitely.
It sounds good, but I'll get there in a second. Our goal was to create a new and higher standard for Honduran cigars. Inspired by the wisdom of nature, we poured our 160 years of family agriculture experience into the blend. Lighting up people's souls is the purpose that we live and work for, and we hope to achieve with the Koshika 151. So it is a bold cigar brimming with flavor and intensity, full-bodied smoke that begins with notes of roasted coffee and pecans, continues with, yes, I know, pecan or pecan.
I wasn't
whichever
even
you
going to say
prefer, but
anything.
anyway. Continues with dark chocolate and prunes, and culminates with hints of cinnamon and oak. Prunes.
That's a hell of a range.
I know, isn't it? It comes in 3 sizes.
Sounds like you're smoking 3 different cigars.
Exactly.
It comes in La Musica, Robusto, 5x50, La Tradicion, which is the Toro, and the San Diego, which is Corona Gordo,
Okay.
46x5 and 34.
I need to find some of those.
I think we can, CJ probably up in El Dorado Hills.
Oh, right on.
If not the Cigar Club, maybe down by the Costco.
I think I've seen them over at Cigar Club because I usually pop over there once a week. Pick up a few things.
Yeah. So for our listeners that have been in the world for a while, you know about the whole General Cigars Altadis Altria thing. If you don't know what that is, ask your tobacconist. Most of them are happy to tell you about that. Well, there's a new big player on the block. That's Scandinavian Tobacco Group. Scandinavian Tobacco Group is the parent company of, among others, General Cigar, Forge Cigars, Room 101, Alec Bradley. They bought Balmoral. We're not going to talk about that. Things like that. They're a large conglomerate. They're buying up a lot of smaller groups in that. They announced another round of discontinued lines today. Unfortunately, Alec Bradley does not fare well. So if you guys are curious, this will be on our website. But just to name a few of what is disappearing, because it's 56 SKUs. It's a long one, and I don't think we want to read this entire list off. But the entire list will be available at LumisCigarCartel.com under the Cigar News page. The ABCO bundles from Alec Bradley are going away. The Tempest, which was one of my favorites, they're discontinuing 3, 4, 5 sizes. The CAO Palone and Yeho, if you're a CAO fan, going away. Cohiba Madagascar, going away. Sorry, Mr. Brown, to tell you the La Gloria Cubana Medio Tempido is going away in a Robusto, a Toro, and a Churchill. The Black Market from Alec Bradley. The Occidental, Tempest, as we said, the Chilling Moose, Corona and 2 Corona is going away. Diesel, they're getting rid of their vintage Maduro. They're getting rid of the vintage Rapido. Excalibur is going away. Punch has a pretty good list on here. The Grand Cruz, the Corojos. It's at least a third round that they've discontinued since 2024. There are a dozen brands in their portfolio, like I said, Cohiba, Partagas, Alec Bradley, Macanudo, Room 101, and the various others. But, it's disappointing. The other one that kind of struck me that the three of us are going to go, well, the Cohiba Red Dot Robusto.
I was looking at that and I was wondering, what's the deal with that?
They're discontinuing it.
It's just, wow.
There will be there are other sizes, so they still have the Toro, they still have the Churchill.
Yeah.
But they're discontinuing the Robusto. I would assume, my guess is it's because it doesn't sell, which normally is the one I buy on Cigar, but is the Robusto.
Yeah, same here.
Well, they're also they've reached a size now that, and I was reading something about this, that another podcast was talking about, and their feeling was that they've reached a size where they have several like cigars from different manufacturers. You know, that this Alec Bradley is like this Rumo 101.
Yeah.
And okay, I mean, I kind of get that, but I don't. If you're looking at it based on sales, that's one thing. But if you're discontinuing something that sells just because you have another facing that is similar, that seems kind of idiotic to me. Yeah. But, you know, hey, whatever. This is probably why we're not in the business.
Yeah.
But, I was surprised at the size of that list, man.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's a lot.
Because they got rid of probably that many in the first round and about 2/3 of that many in the second round. So they've dumped probably 130, 140 different sticks out of their lineup.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
For sure.
In a year and a half.
But we're also seeing something too, because there's been other announcements over the past couple of months, and I haven't really bothered because they haven't been that big. Some of the other manufacturers, they are discontinuing lines that don't sell. But that discontinuation is not we're never making it again. It's, we'll make it for you as a shop owner if you want it, but this is the minimum order you have to get for us to make it for you. So, you know, I think you've been doing this the longest, but it almost sounds like paring back to when the cigar boom took a dip after the 2008 recession.
But again, this is part of the problem with a lot of the small houses getting bought up again. You know, this is kind of the ebb and flow of the industry. What I like to hear is that some of the manufacturers aren't just killing the line forever.
Yeah.
If you're a decent sized lounge retailer, this may be a great opportunity for you to get something as a house stick that you could push and say, hey, do you remember this CAO cigar? Or do you remember this whatever? Well, this blend is now our house stick. And there's some marketing available right there as a shop owner.
Yeah.
That would be, you know, something to look into. I would feel if you owned a shop, is to reach out to one of these manufacturers and go, hey, you're not doing this anymore. Are you doing it as a limited edition, or how many do we have to buy, or what do we have to do? And then you'll see some of these come back as a limited release.
Yeah.
And it'll be 30% more than it was. You know, I mean, that's just business.
Right.
You know?
It's just the nature of the beast. I get it.
So, you know, is it a bummer that some of these are going away? You know, absolutely. But, you know, again, I don't think all of them will be gone forever.
Yeah.
You know, if you continue to do this for a few years, you'll see some of these come back around, maybe with a different packaging, you know, but it's going to be back.
Yeah, I think the initial bummer is going to be the bummer, of course, but there's so much stuff out there to smoke.
Yeah, this is a very unique time in the cigar industry, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There is just a huge amount of really, really, really good things out on the marketplace right now. So, you know, even if one of these on the list is one of your favorites, you know, with a little bit of research and a little bit of trial and error, you're going to find something to replace it.
Oh, without a doubt. So, yeah, when I see the list, it's a little disappointing, but I know there's so much more out there. So much more.
How are you guys feeling about this cigar now that we're into it a little bit? Gorilla?
Zen Gorilla?
I didn't know we were going to me first. Good. It's good. It's smooth. It's creamy. I would, to Greg's point, I would say maybe not exactly what the reviewer said about the initial light and the first little bit, but not close enough that, yeah, I could see someone getting that out of it. The tangy woody at the front and kind of a smooth, creamy, not sweet is subjective. I think sweet is one of the harder ones to pin down. I wouldn't say it's sweet, but it's not harsh. So I'd say I'm enjoying it, and I'd say the review wasn't that far off. But again, it's a review.
Yeah, and you're only barely an inch into the cigar. Mr. Robinson.
I'm getting hints of coffee, which not bad. This one is, for me, okay. It doesn't knock my socks off. It's one of those, someone gave this to me, I'd enjoy it. I don't know if it's necessarily something I would seek out, but still, it's a pretty good smoke.
Right.
But, it's just okay. It's not something I would run to, but that's just my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little milder than I would typically smoke, but it's constructed very well. It's burning very well. I'm interested to see, what the transition is when we get to this change in the band.
Yeah.
I smoke a lot of barber pole stuff, so that's a whole different animal because you're getting that combination kind of all the time. So I'm going to be really interested to see that. But changing gears for a second, did you see that Oscar is releasing a barber pole for
Island Jim?
Island Jim.
Oh, yes, sir,
Really?
I did.
I did not know that.
Yep. I can't wait for that to come out.
When is that being released? For PCA?
Yes,
or-
it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see it in about 6 months. If any luck sooner. If he's got them at Rocky Mountain and I do attend, I will pick them up. Speaking of Rocky Mountain,
was
for all
just
of
about
you,
to ask you.
you fanatics there, I am wearing my Rocky Mountain issue shirt. Tomorrow, so pay very close attention if you're listening to this on Sunday. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, tickets go on sale. Ticket prices are a bit higher this year. VIP is $350, executive $650. I don't remember what general admission is, but that's the rabble. Big deal. If you're interested in buying those tickets, you best be on that damn site at 0800 Mountain Time on the dot. Otherwise, you ain't getting in. Last year's event sold out in 6.5 hours. That's 3,000 tickets, 6.5 hours.
We've always gone back to, we don't know why they don't get a bigger venue.
I do.
Okay.
And unfortunately, you'll have to forgive me. I cannot share that. I was told that off the
No
record,
worries.
but I do understand why they're doing it. I don't like it or agree with it, but it is what it is.
Well, and they can't go any bigger.
They can't. They don't have no place in Colorado that'll take it any bigger.
No. That's not what I'm saying. They are maxed out at how many tickets they can sell for the venue that it's at.
Yeah.
Because it is a herd of cattle
Yeah.
every frickin' year since 19.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I think since 21, because 19 wasn't that bad.
19 wasn't terrible, but yeesh. And it's a great event. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But man, if you're thinking you're going to have room to roam, no, you are shoulder to shoulder from the time you get in till the time you get out. But you're shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of cigar smokers, so it's not a terrible thing.
Right.
But just be prepared if you're going for the first time. Yeah, it's crowded and it's chaotic, but it's still a blast.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to do it, go VIP. It's a little more money, but you get in an hour earlier. Did that change?
Nope.
Okay.
Still an hour earlier.
Get in an hour earlier because I guarantee you, houses like Padron and
Padron, Fuente.
Yes.
They're going to
they'll sell out the first hour.
La Flor Dominican. They will be sold out before the general admission, which I lovingly and unlovingly call the rabble. Ever gets in, doesn't happen. But that's also the chaos. I mean, literally, we've watched it. I have B-roll of it somewhere from last year and the year before. They let VIP in at 11 a.m., and it is a mad fucking dash down that walkway. They ignore the shirt, because you have to have your ticket for the shirt, to go make sure they get the tables that they want.
Yeah.
And then, then there are assholes, of which I might be one of them,
Might.
that walks down the line at 9 a.m. when I get in and put boxes under the table at some of the houses, and then I pick them up at my leisure.
Why would you reveal that?
Because I can.
Now there's just going to be stacks of fucking boxes under the vendor's tables. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
No, it's actually only one vendor, and it happens to be a friend of mine. But anyway.
But
here's the
still,
thought.
you gave people the idea. Now it's going to happen.
No, because they can't get in when I do.
Oh, okay.
That being said, I encourage, if you are a cigar smoker and you are more, and you're more than a once a month smoker, if it's a passionate hobby for you, like it is for the four of us, it's a must go to event at least once. Do I go to it every year regularly? Yes, normally I do. Part of it is because we cover it for the show. The other part of it is because, like this year, I was not planning to go for 2025 for this year. I'm still debating, and I got a day to figure this out as of the show release. I actually have a week. But the Kilted Clan that we met in 2019, literally, I got a message from Mike and Vince from the Kilted Clan, and they're like, hey, dude, we're planning to be there this year. We hope we're going to see you guys. I'm like, well, you'll see at least one of us, hopefully. But so it'll be nice to get together with them if I get out there. And, you know, if I don't get out there, I'll still have media coverage from it because I'll have a roving reporter, the old fuck.
That's nice.
But you know, it is a fun event. And if you've never been to a big cigar event like that, put your big boy panties on and let's go.
You got to do at least one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's that one, whether it's the Big Smoke, whether it's, you know, something back on the East Coast if you're from that part of town.
And I think for like the three of us, I'm thinking maybe we plan something for the 2026 year, doing one of the East Coast ones, because I think that would be fun to see something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
agree
for
with
sure.
you.
You know, there's a couple of great ones up there. You've got David Garofalo's New England Cigar Fest, which is in the fall in New England. That'll be spectacular, except for all those damn leafers. And then you've also got Cigar Fest, which is put on by Cigars International at their various locations around the country at like in a month period. They just look like fun.
Yep. No, we definitely got to travel a little bit and
we
see
do.
something different.
So I thought about this, and this next topic came up from you.
Me?
You. Oh, okay.
So we have not discussed this on the show. In fact, I have one of these particular cigars in our humidor. We just haven't got to it yet for the show. I want to talk about gimmicky cigars for a little bit.
Okay.
You've got sizes, shapes, wrappers, swag, things like that all go with a gimmicky. I mean, what are your thoughts on gimmicky cigars? You know, I mean, one of the greatest ones I've ever seen, and this is not a negative by any means, Felix.
Yep,
Felix rolls
Martinez.
a cigar that looks like a pipe. And you can smoke it, and it smokes down, it bends up to the stem, and you smoke it all the way through. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen when you get to get one.
Well, and what one man's trash is another man's treasure. Some people might think something like as simple as a barber pole might be gimmicky. I don't know who, but someone might.
It's
yeah.
true.
Well, for me, it comes down to the quality of the product. I don't care what it's shaped like. You know, the Felix's pipe cigars are cool. Those 3-wrap.
That are intertwined.
The Calibre.
Those are cool. They're harder than hell to smoke.
Yeah.
But they're cool. If it's a good cigar, I'll smoke it. Now, coming from a marketing, type background business, the swag, you're going to attract people with the swag. There's a certain amount of people. And Scott and I proved that theory
we
in
did.
21 at Rocky Mountain. We absolutely, neither one of us, probably none of the four of us, need any more cigar swag of any type.
Yeah.
And Scott and I both shelled out money for an ashtray.
Oh, I still have it.
But that's
on my
one of the
balcony.
coolest freaking ones I've ever seen, too.
Yeah.
And that was from, wasn't Black Label, was it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, Black Label cigars. It's a black ashtray. It's about 10 and a half, 11 inches round.
Yes.
And it has a skull that comes up out of the ashtray. It's a badass ashtray.
Oh, yeah. It's a bitch to clean, but it is badass.
It sucks to clean. But, and we've seen some just cool stuff.
Yeah.
Now, some houses are taking it a little crazy, as far as price on some of the swag. But hey, there's a certain percentage of the population that's going to buy it.
Yeah.
I've got more lighters than I can count. I've got cutters. I've got everything. But once again,
Yeah.
if we were all to go this year and somebody had just an outrageous ashtray, I would probably buy another ashtray.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
let's harken back to PCA on 2025 or 2022. How many times was it like, shut up and take our money because of something that they created? The
Oh,
Cigar
yeah.
Medic humiditester for the sticks.
yeah. I still have
that
mine.
beautiful machined ashtray that we all got
those
from.
aluminum ashtrays, those are
Yeah.
badass. There was some just great stuff. That's where we saw the Chikars.
Yeah. We each have a Chikar.
Yeah,
Yep.
That. So gimmick. I don't like using the word gimmick, but promotional products help.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
work.
I think it comes down to, as you say, the quality of the cigar. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll buy a quote-unquote gimmicky ashtray, but if I don't like the cigar, there's no point to it. I may just get the swag if, possible. You'll have some cases where they say buy a box and you get this, or you can just buy the, swag outright, but most of the time it's connected with the cigar. But if it's a cigar that I'm not going to smoke, if you're talking
Yeah, it
about
doesn't
get a
really
box, it does nothing for me.
Well, and I think gimmick can also extend to the presentation of and naming of the cigar too.
Oh, absolutely.
You can get cutesy with it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The most recent one where I'm like, the cigar ended up being fantastic, but I'm like, I fucking love this presentation. It could be a cat turd. Was it The Last Cowboy, the ones that look like dynamite?
Yeah.
Oh, the TNT, yes.
The TNT.
Yeah.
They came. It was like 2 cents worth of literally Walmart red construction paper, and they had the long pigtail on it.
For the
But
fuse.
they came in a bundle like a stack of diamonds. I'm like, I need to try one just because that's fucking silly and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and we've seen the labels, the boxes. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
I mean, hell, look at Gurkha. Their boxes used to be freaking the shit.
Yeah, treasure chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff out there. Adventura.
Oh, that pirate shit.
I have that pirate ship box.
And I have the treasure chest box.
I will never get rid of that.
What was the cigar that was in here? I don't want to say it was a Felix, but it seems very Felix-esque. It was a smaller cigar, but it had the thin. It looked like braided
That was
cordage.
the last cowboy
that's
from.
That's another Last
Cowboy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a Sinistroca cigar.
Those were cool. Like,
And
I remember looking at it like, what's the point of this? It just looks cool.
And,
Yeah.
and
Like-
that's a good. That's a
And
great
it was
cigar.
a great cigar. And those little filigree wraps of cigar leaf stayed on while it burned. It looked really cool.
Yep. As far as a unique product that even if you're a part-time cigar smoker, if you've seen one, if you've smoked one, been given one, gone into a place that sells them, Leaf by Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
That is a very unique product, and it has done very well for him. It is very recognizable. His Oscar's done a good job on the
Yeah,
marketing.
I think so.
And there's a lot of stuff out, that again, we could spend a whole episode talking about boxes and labels.
It's been a few episodes, so I feel like we need to. And I agree. This is why I don't like using the word gimmick. All of apostate. The Deseret, the honeybee cigar, has honeybee stripes on it. Like we've talked about it so many times.
Yes.
And
But
there
it
was a
served its
lot-
purpose. It drew the eye.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time, effort,
Thought.
put into that marketing.
Without a doubt.
Look at some of the stuff that Christoph is putting out.
Yeah.
Their guardrail.
I was just thinking of guardrail.
If you don't know the story behind that guardrail cigar, look that up and on Christoph's website and read why Glenn named that, the owner named that the guardrail. yeah, there's just some just fantastic marketing that goes along with this product.
All right. I need to interrupt for a minute here.
Okay.
So I posted obviously on our social medias that we're recording tonight. Fred Zerfluff, sorry if I pronounce your last name, Fred Zerflu. He's out in Tennessee, right?
Okay.
He has a new hashtag for us.
Uh-oh.
It just posted 9 minutes ago. Hashtag cream-filled beaver.
Fred, I love you. I also hate you. Okay, now that we've got Fred acting.
Speaking of gimmicks, Jesus.
We got Fred out in Tennessee. We just had an email we talked about from
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
We've got our
Nathan, yes.
Yeah, we've got our Beaver Nugget contributor down in Georgia. I've got
Rich.
What's going on, girl?
No, go. I have a thought for after this.
I came across something. I was thinking about something. I want to put this out, not just to you guys, but to the listening audience, specifically, the guys south of the Mason-Dixon line. I have family in Oklahoma. Growing up, I heard this phrase a lot, and you gotta go the whole ride with me because I'm gonna explain why I believe this to be true in just a second. It is my contention that the term heifer is a middle-aged Southern white woman's version of the N-word. Okay, now process that for a second. I'm explaining to you why. Okay? So my sisters, all of their friends were heifers. If they were talking, I don't care who they were talking about, that heifer, and she did this and she did that. Okay, that's one. Number two, they can say that. You damn sure better not say that. Okay? I'm about 10 years old, and my sister was 14 years older than me. She's got a friend, Dana, coming, and Dana's got a couple of kids, and we're going to go out, and she had a little brother who was about my age too. And, so we're going to go out and ride BMX bikes, throw rocks at cars, or the shit 10-year-olds did back then, right? And she was supposed to be in there, sometime in the morning. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon, no Dana. So I get the bright idea to go, hey, when'd that heifer get in here? Crack! So when I came to, hey, what do you know? That heifer was there. So what I'm saying, I'm putting this out to the audience. If you've heard this term, do you agree with me? Do you not? Just, send us an email. Tell me what you think.
That email address is info, I-N-F-O, at LoomisCigarCartel.com.
Next episode, Heifer Talk.
A new podcast by Beyond the Humidor.
Okay, Gorilla, you had a thought. It's transition time, bitch.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you broke him.
You must put that gorilla cam better be online right now.
You broke him.
We are replacing Beaver Break with the Heifer Halt.
You do not replace Beaver Break. Beaver Break will never be replaced.
Take it easy, man.
I'm just saying.
Your blood pressure's going up.
Yeah, we can see the veins in your neck throbbing.
So you started to say, we have fans from Texas, we have fans from Tennessee, and it made me have a thought. I was listening to one of the podcasts I listened to, and they recently did, and it's something I've thought about doing for the MASH podcast. They set up, and the Gorilla would be willing to do this. It would not be a week turnaround. It would be a month or two turnaround to get this done. And I think it would be fun to do since you guys have had the podcast going for a bit. Set up a optional anonymous survey and get some statistics about the audience. Where you're from, both globally and in the United States, and we could find out some fun cigar data about our audience. What's your favorite cut? What's your favorite size? Lighter, medium, darker? What do you typically drink with your cigar?
I like this idea.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm with
Favorite
you.
product from Buc-ee's. Like, we could incorporate some of the silly things we've talked about too, but I think, Wonderful Life, good movie or bad movie?
What?
Problem?
No,
Always.
hang on. is Die Hard a Christmas? We can get some good statistics.
Oh, see,
and then
the
we
answer...
and then we can cross-reference
pro-
all you losers that smoke light Lanceros think Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. That tracks.
But yeah, there we go. Pro Anglo-Saxon Protestant or not? You know, I mean, there's a lot of shit we can do here.
So,
So that might be something where behind the scenes we work out some of the questions we would want to know where our audience sits
I
on.
like this.
And then we can have a show where Gorilla can organize into some visual aids and
70% of our audience thinks this.
It sounds goofy, but I've listened to a couple podcasts or YouTube channels where they go through, and some of the data you find out is kind of fucking funny.
Well, we'll have to talk about that and hopefully have something cobbled together by the next program. But
This is not a week turnaround. There will be a link dropped or mentioned in an episode eventually. But yes, I am willing to help make that happen if we like that idea.
okay, and one more little sad note. Brian, over in Tennessee, he's been a fan for a while now. Just want to throw out some condolences. His uncle passed away the other day at 80 years old, and we're thinking about you, brother.
Hey, sorry to hear that, man.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Other than that, my tablet went to sleep. I'm going to skip the last question because I don't think that is. But anyway, my thoughts real quick because we didn't get to that on the Hoya.
Okay.
I'm the opposite of you. Is this a stellar cigar in my book? No, but it is a regular go-to for me, and I do, when I can get them for a good price, I will buy them.
What is the price point on this?
A 5-pack, typically MSRPs for about $45 on Cigar Bid. That's MSRP. If I can get them at $20 a 5-pack, it's a good price. I get as many as I can at that price.
Even at 45, I wouldn't say that's bad.
Right.
$5 a stick.
At 20, I would start my day off a couple days a week
Well,
with one of
the
these.
thing is, the regular retail for this cigar, when it was on the market, now also, mind you, this is before the tax increase in California, and also about 8-9 years ago, was $11.95.
Okay.
That was regular retail. I'm seeing them now because this size, the Toro, is not discontinued, but the other sizes have been discontinued. They re-released the Lancero, for example. I beg your pardon. Those were going for $30 a stick, which was a little steep, but
Yeah.
for a, say $15 or less, I would buy them and smoke them. I like them. I like the creamy first 2/3, the smooth. It's a great morning cigar with a cup of coffee because you get to this last third where the wrapper has changed to the darker Criollo wrapper, and you get a little bit more strong and a little bit more spice. So that's where I think that the cigar gives a couple of different options. And when you pair that with coffee, or like with you guys with the bitey Johnny Walker that you're drinking, I think it does work well with those items.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Awkward pause.
yeah, I'm debating if I want to crack that joke or not, and I don't really. Scott, how did the procedure go? How was not eating for 36 hours? I noticed no one died in West Roseville.
No one died. It was okay. It still sucked. Sucking on popsicles and eating Jell-O for 36 hours. In that neighborhood was not fun. But
What was the after procedure meal?
it really wasn't anything fanciful. Really, it wasn't, because here's the problem. I had a plan, man. So, as I'm drinking the Human Drano twice, once at 6 in the evening before the procedure, and then I had to get up at 2 a.m. and do it again because I had an early morning procedure. So, did that, and I had a plan. Tiny Wife's going to take me over. They're going to, pump me full of sleepy juice.
Get the Roto-Rooter out.
Yeah. Basically, I woke up for that procedure just tripping balls. I was drowsy. There's parts of my memory. It's kind of like I don't remember leaving the office. I kind of remember sitting in the car on the way home, opening my eyes, going, where the fuck am I? Closing my eyes again, going, oh, yeah, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Then I get home.
Kind of like your Russian standard camping trip.
Yes.
No better. Oh God,
No hangover.
Come on.
that it was good stuff. But anyway, I get home. I'm in no condition to go anywhere. I think I just went immediately to bed, fell asleep for 2 hours. Sue got me a sandwich. I had a sandwich. I fell asleep again. Then woke up like 3 hours later. It's like I'm still sleepy, back to bed again. So I pretty much slept the entire day and evening. Dinner was like leftover spaghetti. I was planning to go to Fats and get like their Mongolian beef and lumpia, but no.
Didn't make it, huh?
No, but I
quite
noticed
work
the
out.
day after the procedure, I think you smoked some ribs. Or was it the
day
weekend?
after. That was the weekend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You and your food porn. It's just one of those where it's like, I hate you because you do that, and then I show it to mom or grandma, and then they go, why can't we do that?
Yeah, why
okay,
can't
we
you do
can do
that?"
that, which we did.
Because you don't have your own black person, damn it.
That's true. But I got a good recipe for it, you know? And the way you do the ribs, the way you taught me to do it, good product every time.
Greg runs to McDonald's, gets 5 McRibs, takes the bun off.
Look, no one else is going to know, so why not?
Here you go, Grandma.
You know that's not really a rib, right?
Oh, I know. It's compressed meat product.
Oh yeah, lips.
Lips and assholes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cheeks and feet.
But those some
dog filler.
delicious lips and assholes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I gotta admit, but when when I got my hands on the University of Wisconsin paper talking about how you had
Don't
to
ruin it for us.
Okay, I'm shutting up.
Blissful ignorance, please.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
It's why I don't ask what's in the Taco Bell ground meat, okay?
It's meat.
It's meat. It's meat product.
McIce.
Just like when you talk about American cheese that comes in a little wrapped package, it's cheese product. Or Pringles, potato product.
Yeah.
Anyway. All in all, though, report good.
Reports
Not
good.
dying, good.
No, not dead yet.
Good. We do want you around for a little while.
Thank you.
Glad you're too big to move.
Yeah. It'd take 4 of us to get you out of here if you croaked right now. We just leave you propped up like Whitey.
Yeah, if you had kind of a negative report, I'd have started bringing a hand truck in the back of the truck every day. Just in case. Strap him to this furniture dolly. We'll roll his ass.
Don't
out of
forget the Hannibal Lecter mask.
With friends
Greg,
like
yeah,
these.
Gorilla and I got the hand truck. Greg's out in front. Stand back, folks. Stand back. He could break loose at any minute.
He hasn't been fed in 36 hours. Some of you look delicious.
Oh, God.
I'm just thinking back to that old Rodney Dangerfield joke. I'm so hungry I could eat a waitress.
Christ. There it is there, folks.
You heard it here first. So, should we start with you or Anthony? Let's start with the gorilla.
Yes.
Gorilla, last weekend you went camping.
I did go camping. It is that time of year. The flowers are blooming. Spring is upon us.
The allergens
And
are
all the
out.
10-and-a-half-year-olds are bridging up from Cub Scouts into older Scouts. No, we had what is called our New Scout camp out. As the name suggests, we went camping with the New Scouts. It's kind of a big deal for them because one of their requirements to earn their last rank in Cub Scouts is go on an overnight camping trip with a scout troop. One of the first requirements they have to do is go on an overnight camping trip with their new troop, but the difference is, and it went really well, the parents are not discouraged to come, but they don't have to. Cub Scouts, you have to have a parent for overnight trips or for most trips, but when you turn 10 and a half or 11 and move up, your parent does not have to be there. You're chaperoned by whoever volunteers. All 5 of our New Scouts came. Not a single one of their parents did. And the weekend was fantastic. They had a great time. Things moved at maybe 3/4 speed because they're learning hey, you don't just get a sandwich out of your, mom's backpack. We actually have to set up the kitchen and cook. Hey, Dad's not going over setting up your tent while we're doing stuff. You got to go with your buddy up and set up your tent. Yeah, you guys learned how to whittle with your little knives and Cub Scouts. Cool. Here's an axe, here's a hatchet, here's a saw, and here's how to use them. Guess what? Here's a book of matches. There's some tinder. You have to get a fire started, and it has to burn for 2 minutes without you touching it to get all of your stuff signed up. So it was a fun weekend, and the younger scouts were really enthusiastic and excited, and our older scouts were very patient and involved, and it means I got to sit there and look pretty most of the weekend and not have to do much. So it was good. Also, we got a free partial air show.
That's what I was. Was I correct? You were camping locally, and you were on the east end of the air show.
We were on the east end of the air show. We didn't see much of it, but the Friday night when we got there, the commemorative Air Force was doing their photo runs right over us. So we got to see their B-25s and their Avengers and Wildcats and their Zero go over and take the glory shots and the sunset photos and all that while we were setting up camp. But it was good. No shenanigans, nothing crazy happened. Yeah, it was a very normal scout camping trip, which is good. We like normal. No rotisserie chickens, no making fun of the scoutmaster. So it was good. Yeah.
Good times.
No rotisserie chicken.
You weren't here for that episode.
No, I told him.
Oh,
one
yeah?
of my scouts brought a rotisserie chicken for the White Elephant gift exchange back in December.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No rotisserie chickens this time. Although one of our older scouts, he's 16 going on 17, gonna be working on his Eagle project this summer. He showed up. I'm very proud of our two of our older scouts. One of them had a track meet and the other had a drumline competition on Saturday. They still came out 3 p.m. after we had almost done all of our stuff. They still came out and spent the last night and helped out and did stuff. But one of them came, and the older scouts they shared a big carport-sized tent because I don't care. Whatever. Have fun before you have to start paying taxes and shit. But they were gone for a hot minute. I'm like, what are they doing up there? So I wander up there just to make sure. And all of a sudden, they did the thing where they very conspicuously blocked off their tent. I'm like, uh-oh. Hey, Mr. Marlott, what's up? I'm like, uh-oh. What's going on? And this young man, Zach, comes out, and he's looking very, very square, very boxy. I'm like, what have you done? He's like, nothing. I'm like, okay. Let's go down because it's almost dinner time. So they follow me down. He's walking a little weird, and I'm like, something's about to happen. Okay. He had put every single knife he owns in its sheath or carrier on his belt, some of which are not scouting legal, one of which is possibly not California legal. But he decided to be the human example of the knives you should bring to scouts, the knives you can't bring to scouts. He had like a big machete, a karambit, like a butterfly knife on one side, and then a bunch of big buck knives and folding knives on the other. And I'm like, why are you like this? What made there? All the older scouts are laughing. I'm just sitting there.
This is the kid with the chicken, huh?
No, different kid.
Okay, great.
Yeah, right. No, it was good. It was very funny. There's a picture of me somewhere that I'm hoping someone will post of me just standing there like this while he's standing there with just 18 knives strapped to his belt. It's kind of great.
You got plenty of pictures of you looking like that just listening to this show.
Mm-hmm. Don't think I haven't subtly scoutmastered you guys a little bit and without you knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Bold of you to feel it's subtle, sir.
Hey, if it works. No, it was a good weekend. Next month's adventure is this camp out is kind of the warm up for the campery, which is the one where all the troops in the local 20 miles or so get together and have a weekend where they're doing competitive games and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And then it's going into the summer. We have Summer camp, which I'm not going to because I can't justify being gone in Kansas for a week and a half and then gone at summer camp for another week. That is too much. That is, no, Gorilla's not built for that. But yeah, a bunch of the older boys are going to go down to Florida and sail on sailboats and go scuba diving down at Sea Base for 2 weeks. So it's going to be a good summer.
Sweet.
It's very low impact for the Scoutmaster. Things are falling into place fairly of their own accord. So, yeah. We.
And Mr. Robinson,
Oh, okay.
I know this was the maiden voyage of the new Hickory Bronze October.
Well, it's not Hickory Bronze. I don't know what we would call this one. But
don't worry.
I know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, at our first group camping trip, I'm sure you guys will come up with something. Now, my biggest fear about the trailer was always hooking and unhooking. Surprisingly, between Sue and I, we got it done, and we didn't kill each other. We just kind of like, okay, you do this, we do that. We remember. We had the video from when we picked it up.
Shit, Larry, we missed a whole sit there with a beverage and watch experience.
No, we did just fine. It was just, okay, we figured that out, plug that in, cross this, raise, lower, all that happy horse shit. We got it done. We've done it several times at this point. So we went over to Feather Falls, where the casino is, over in Orville. And thankfully, the KOA is a pull-through, so I didn't have to deal too much with backing it in or any crap like that.
Oh, don't worry, there's time.
Oh, I know. It's coming.
At least you'll look like you know what the fuck you're doing, unlike some of us.
Bullshit. Let me tell you. So, and that comes later. But went over to the campsite, had the dogs, of course. We really got to work on them being camp dogs. This is where I miss Reno. Reno was a great camp dog.
What you need to work on is Pop watching them dogs.
Shit.
Sorry, Mr. Robinson.
You know what?
It was just a joke.
My biggest fear is, we're going to have him watch the dogs. He's going to be like in a heap at the stairs or something because the dogs tripped him or some shit.
True.
Yeah, that's what you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is 17 minutes after you leave, Pop's going, fuck this, I'm tired of these, and opening the front door. And then fucking dogs are 6 miles away before you guys are out of town.
You know what? They're not stupid. The gate was open one day. Harley, she goes out the gate, and she's standing outside the gate going, bark, bark, bark. She's not going anywhere. She's just like, bark.
She knows where she gets fed.
Exactly.
I don't know, Pop. Give it a try, man. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You're down a dog or two. Your life got considerably easier instantly.
You know, if Tiny Wife is listening to this,
Yeah, I know.
You are going to pay.
She's gonna stab me in the throat with a fork. I get it.
So they were having a tattoo convention, and she was thinking about getting, a tattoo to commemorate Reno.
As an ink tattoo,
Yes.
not the little guy from the Fantasy
No, not
Island.
Fantasy Island. No.
Just clarifying.
No, we didn't go to the Herbie Villachez convention. So, we hit it. I mean, it was a decent enough, showing several tattoo artists, but a lot of them just weren't my style and weren't really her style either. So it's kind of like we walked through, checked some out, and said, okay. And she's like, that's all good. So we went down, had something to eat at the bar, went back to the trailer and hung out with the dogs. And then we had a fire. We actually christened the Solo Stove fireplace.
Oh, yeah.
Quite nice.
Yeah, those things are cool, man.
Yeah, I love that thing. So, yeah, we did that. And then we hit the hay. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden, I hear this music throughout the trailer. I'm like, Sue wakes me up like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, it's not my alarm, not mine either. It's like someone outside connected to our Bluetooth. It is 3:30 in the morning.
Chicka wow 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 wow.
Maria.
So I was like, oh, okay. And I wrote that off as my fault, should have turned it off. But turned it off. Trying to go back to bed. The 2 spots next to us, apparently they had a convention, closed the bar. Actually, the bar's open 24 hours at the casino. So these guys picked up these girls, and they're all talking yak, yak, yak at 3:30 in the freaking morning, start a fire. I'm laying there, cannot sleep, but it's like I am too lazy to put clothes on and get out there and just say, shut the fuck up. I wanted to, but I was just too bloody lazy. And I was kind of like, they went on for like 2 hours. I really wanted to yell out the window, if you haven't fucked her yet, you're not going to send her home.
Your age is showing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get off my lawn.
Oh, that's what we're going to call the trailer. The Get Off My Lawn.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Sue. Not really.
Get off my lawn.
We need a picture of Eastwood from Gran Torino on the front of his trailer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's perfect. You're getting a Get Off My Lawn sign for that son of a bitch.
Now, in this instance, the dogs were pretty good. The music didn't wake them up, and the noise didn't wake them up. So I was kind of like, well, thank goodness for small miracles. If I get up, they might start barking. So I was like, I was really tempted to just open up the gate to Hondo, open up the door, and just say, go nuts. Oh, no, it'd be like, grrr. That dog, though, Hondo, when he jumps, it's like the $6 million man. It's like,
Yo, I'm well aware.
oh, yeah. It's
Sitting
like,
on your couch, and next thing I know, I got a dog for a hat. You bastard. Get off me, you little son of a bitch.
I just love seeing him jump because he just like, it's like a slow motion jump almost. Yes.
Well, it's either dog for hat, Larry, or freaking fur missile to the nuts, depending on which dog
Yeah,
it is.
no shit, man. There's no in between.
No.
You need to get a third one, like bites feet and shit. There you go. All
I do
covered.
not need a third.
There you go,
freaking
Sue.
dog.
You have Larry's and my permission to get another mini Aussie. Go for it.
Shit. Got to deal with the two I have. Yeesh. But no, it was a good trip. We had a good time. It's just the one thing about doing weekend camping trips. You prep the night before, you load up the day of, you go out there, you unload, set up. You're out there for a day and a half, then you load up again and do all that. Then you go home and unload. Then you take it back to the storage place, come back home. At that point, you're just...
Yeah, your ass is kicked, and you got to be at work the next morning.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we need to win the lottery.
Yeah. So,
So,
Here it comes.
the roving reporter, the old fuck, shot some video and some pictures for us. He went via a wedding here in town from Idaho to here to Las Vegas to pick up or to L.A. area to pick up a car, and he went back home through Las Vegas to visit another lounge.
okay.
It's a fairly new lounge. They've only been open a couple of years now. It's called Low Side Cigars. It's in Pahrump, Nevada. Now, I'm going to crack my joke because it's fun. There are only 3 reasons to go to Pahrump. You're on your way to Las Vegas, you got lost. You're going there for the whorehouses, or you're going there for front sight for handgun training. That's the
So,
3 reasons to go to Pahrump.
One reason for you.
Yeah, no. That being said, the pictures are pretty cool. It looks like a pretty cool joint to hang out if we ever find ourselves down there. And if you're down there, especially the weekend of April 2nd, I believe it's their anniversary party. It's going to be the event with Brandon Overson from Apostate. So if you want to meet Brandon, get your happy ass down there to Low Side Cigars. And please stay tuned. At the end of the show, after the credits roll, we'll get that video put up there for you guys so you can take a look. It looks like a pretty interesting place. Definitely one to look at.
Right on.
Can we circle back for a minute? Because I'm touching the end of the transition. Larry's not quite there yet, but opinions, gentlemen.
I'm not there, so I don't have one.
It's still it's a good creamy cigar, solid burn all the way through. I touched it up once early on, but other than that, it stayed very, very consistent. Like I said earlier, it's very well constructed,
Right.
I'll agree to that. Yeah.
and it's growing on me.
See, I've hit the Criollo leaf. So the creamiest gone for me. It's now got a nice spicy note to it for the finish. So
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I don't want to rush it.
what do you think there, Gorilla?
Kind of the same. Not gonna replace any of my like go-tos, but definitely would grab it if I saw it again. I don't know what else to say on that. It's creamy, it's smooth. I'm starting to get a little bit of what I think they were describing as that vanilla, but I also get the coffee note that Scott mentioned. It's good. I haven't quite burned to the transition. I am actually looking forward to that.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know that I've ever smoked a cigar that had a solid transition.
Now, I'll tell you guys this. Your rating system notwithstanding, because your rating system is good. For me, this is a good 7 out of 10 average cigar for me. You know, it's a good go-to, particularly at the right price. When I get them at $4 a stick, like I got this group at, I got 4 bundles. I paid $80 for the 4 bundles of 5, $4 a stick. I really think at that price value, it's a good everyday smoke.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
You know,
So I got a quick story for you. Watching how Greg passed me up smoking this cigar. So Friday, I had a customer coming in. It's from Capital City Drywall. We've been doing their trucks and stuff for years and years. And the safety guy, Robert, always comes up. He's a big dude, man. Like me and Scott put together. Big dude. And he's a cigar guy. So I made sure I had a cigar for him. Because it takes about 45 minutes to do one of his trucks. So I got to the shop about 5 o'clock Friday morning. When I got in the truck at the house, I lit a guardrail from Christoph. And I brought another guardrail with me for Robert. Robert got to the shop at 6:30. So I've been smoking this guardrail at work for an hour, a little over an hour. I hand him the cigar. He gets my cutter and lighter, lights it, and he is done with that cigar. And I mean down to his fingers in an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, I have never seen somebody smoke one that fast. I was like, God damn, dude. Slow down. I don't have time for that.
yeah, but particularly with that guardrail, smoking it fast, you miss the subtle notes that are underneath the Maduro flavor.
He's not a subtle
Not
notes
that kind of guy, huh?
He's not a subtle notes kind of cat.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, wow.
So if you guys want to smoke with us next week on our next episode, the next cigar we're smoking is one that Tommy's providing for us.
Okay.
It is the cigar of the year from Cigar Aficionado for 2024. It's the Judge by My Father. So if you guys want to smoke with us for the next episode we release, pick that up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It's a great stick from what I've read. I haven't got to smoke it yet. I'm staring at them at my house because they're in my humidor going, oh, I want to smoke those.
And I don't know how I haven't picked one of those up because I've seen them a couple places.
I haven't seen them yet.
And I don't know. I just never haven't grabbed one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be based on what I've read about. I think that'll be something that'll be in the Gorilla's wheelhouse too.
I can't tell you. I don't know yet. I mean, I've got more than 4, so I can technically smoke one ahead of time, but I'll wait for you guys.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you.
I know.
Thank you.
We got anything else?
One more thing.
Uh-oh.
No, it's nothing bad. If you have checked out our Facebook for Beyond the Humidor, I made a post last week. I did 2 hours of the Pat Walsh Show. Pat has been on our podcast a couple of times. And for the past year and a half, year and 3/4, he's been mentoring me, grooming me to be a fill-in host for the Pat Walsh Show on KFBK, 1520 and 93.1 FM.
1530.
1530, excuse me. 1530 AM, 93.1 FM.
Or,
free streaming on your iHeart app.
and by the way, our podcast is also available through the iHeart app. Just search for Beyond the Humidor.
By the way,
as well as
the
Pat's,
Best Care Anywhere podcast is also available. I got a plug, man.
as well as Pat's Peeps. I wouldn't have left you out, Gorilla.
I figured we were going around the room. I figured.
No, we weren't. But that's okay. Check out the Best Care Anywhere MASH podcast on the free iHeart app. See?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So anyway,
I got awfully labored.
No, he's got nothing. All right.
Nice pregnant pause there, Robinson.
no. So anyway, I got the word from the program director over at KFBK. Pat will be out of town for a couple of weeks, and I will be a fill-in host on the show, Pacific time, 7 to 10 p.m. I will be on for April 4th, April 8th, April 10th, and Tax Day, April 15th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
job.
So be sure to check me out and give your opinion. Yep.
Check me out.
Check me out. And leave your comments because, of course, I will be posted on Facebook as well. And you can also reach out on LumaCigarCartel.com.
Yes, you can.
And that's my shameless plug.
Well, if we're shameless plugging, I got one more. It's a future guest on the program, but finally, after a little over a year of prodding, poking, and questioning me on how to do a podcast, Mr. William Brown has started his Brown's Life podcast. His first episode is live. Oh, cool. So search Brown's Life wherever fine podcasts are on there. He just released his new episode, his first episode, and it was pretty good. So, check it out. It's not going to be for everybody, but, his background is in ministry and search and rescue and chaplainry work. And, he's a good dude, and you guys will meet him on our audience when he gets on the show at a future date.
Right on.
Hey, somebody we got to reach out to and see about penciling in before he splits is Zach from Yard Dog Coffee.
Yes, we do need to get him back
They're
again.
down to a couple of months before they
That's
move to
right.
Tennessee. So I'll reach out to Zach and Jennifer and see if we can't get him in here and smoke a cigar.
Yeah, and talk coffee again, because if you guys haven't tried it, it's yarddogcoffee.com, right?
Yep. And he hasn't been roasting as much. They kind of jump-started their plans for his retirement, and they went out a couple of times to Tennessee and did some scouting. Well, the last time they were out there, well, I take that back because they've been out several times now, but the last scouting trip, they found where they wanted to be, and they pulled the trigger and bought a house.
Nice.
New construction, so it had to be built. When it was finished, they put it out as a rental. So they sold their house, their country house in Lincoln, and moved into a rental. And he hasn't been roasting. So looking forward to them getting out there and getting settled. And he's going to fire the roasting back up as soon as he gets out there.
Yeah, because, man, that Mexican roast that he does, that's got to be my favorite now.
yeah.
That's a great coffee.
I still have some left.
Me too. A little bit in my freezer. I hope that's the way you're supposed to store it, but if not, that's the way I'm
If
storing
it's whole bean, that's the best way.
it. Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that. It's just, tucked away in the cabinet.
That's fine, too.
Yeah, it'll live, but it's still delightful.
That's great coffee, man. So, yeah, I'll reach out to Zach, see about getting them back on the program.
Yes.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are. And it goes great, by the way, with my homemade waffles.
Yeah, fuck you and your homemade waffles. Goddamn, posting every 2 or 3 weeks, and he's making waffles.
That's right.
We can have waffles.
Who loves waffles?
The best one, though, yet, back to Scott's food porn, was when he calls me over one day, and I had just gotten back from Vermont, so I had the real shit, the real Vermont maple syrup, and we did chicken and waffles with Vermont maple syrup. It was killer, man.
Oh, yeah, that freshly fried chicken dipped in that exquisite and spicy milk batter, and they sat in the flour dredge just waiting to be fried in the deep fryer.
Dude, take a breath. Jesus Christ.
I got to do that again. I got to do that fried chicken and waffle again.
Give me like a month notice so I can get some maple syrup ordered in because I don't have any more.
Yes. Really goes good with cane syrup, too.
You know.
What do you mean, yeah, no?
You can do that. That's fine.
I'm
I don't
just
judge
saying.
you for that.
No, I'm just asking. What do
That
you
looked
have?
kind of judgy from here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What do you have against cane syrup? I'm just curious.
It's the flavor profile does not work for
Okay,
me,
that's all I'm asking.
It's just a thing. But
I mean, I'm talking about.
this is
real
also
cane.
the man, Larry, that when he does fried fish, instead of using
Dun, dun, dun.
the red sauce you eat with shrimp, help me out, cocktail sauce, he uses ketchup.
You damn right. Don't look at me crazy.
That could be the blackest thing I've ever heard. Ketchup and fish? What the fuck's the matter with you, man?
Ketchup belongs on fish sticks, not good fried sole.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, hold on. We got to go back to something that happened in the lounge before close. We had a long time person that hung out in the lounge in here today, affectionately known as Hot Pockets Ed, because he burned a hole in one of the brand new chairs years ago, a brand new leather chair. He had a torch lighter and he tried to put it in his pocket, and it stayed on, and it literally burnt a freaking 4-inch hole in the inside of the arm of one of these chairs. And the chairs were like 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the proprietor was so pissed. Oh. But Ed's been coming in here for as long as I've been coming in here. He's 84 years old.
Good dude.
Great dude, man. He gets up. He's like, well, time for me to get going. It's swordfish steak night. And I so wanted to go, your wife's making fish sticks? I just couldn't do it, man. I mean, I looked at Ed, and he's just, he was, he's 84, he's got a cane now. Yeah, no, he was thrilled. And, he's like, yeah, my wife, she got a new pan, and it's thick, and it just does the steak, the swordfish perfect. And all I can think of is Van Camp's fucking frozen fish sticks hitting this fucking plate, right?
That's fucked up. You didn't even give him Gordon's fish.
Dude, I'm a shitty person. What do you want me to say? I didn't say it to him. I mean, come on. I had a tiny bit of respect for my elders.
Yeah, so instead of doing that, you just broadcast it to
No,
every
none of
one
these
of our
people know who
listeners.
Ed is.
And Ed don't listen to the podcast. Come on.
Yeah, dude, Ed can hear the podcast if somebody had it up into his head.
Somewhere Ed's crying into his swordfish steak.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
The episode he chooses to listen to.
Yes, it'll be this one.
Yeah, he suffered through the first hour and a half for me to clown him about his swordfish. Yeah, I love you, Ed. No, solid. It's funny, man. That's part of the things that make me a shitty person. Scott was right. He was genuinely happy about. I gotta get home. I'm gonna miss swordfish, and all I could think is frozen fish sticks.
He's sort of a mosaic of shittiness.
That's my kid right there. Like an asshole.
Man, is this how good you feel when you wake up early? Damn, I might have to try it more.
Yeah, the first time in 7 fucking years. Yeah.
Okay,
first time not Scout related.
I was about to say the only reason I woke up this early yesterday is because I was woken up at 6:30 the day before by the 2 of the 10-year-old brand new Scouts buddy systeming to the bathroom with no concept of the volume of their voice. So I wonder when everyone else is going to wake up. Now, apparently.
Oh, geez.
He comes up like a fucking hedgehog coming out of the hole. What's going on? Oh.
No, to be fair, it was all 5 of our new Scouts. They were the first ones to have their tents empty of their gear and flipped over drying. So I'm like, I can't complain.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know what sounds good?
Chicken and waffles?
No. I was just thinking because we have a Costco close by.
Fish sticks.
No. picking up some pork belly.
Ah, yes. Well, that's okay. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I'm like, she dropped what country she came from, and I'm like, if I'm thinking about inviting this person to a barbecue,
I'm assuming it wasn't England.
it was not. I'm like, I need to ask the question, right? There's no delicate way. I'm like, so there's no delicate way for me to ask this question. So forgive me. You don't eat pork, do you? She's like, no, but thank you. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then I looked at her and I'm like, you do realize one of the greatest inventions that my buddy has ever come up with, and you can't eat it.
Nope.
More for us.
One of the gorilla's youngest friends, every time this kid would come to my house, go anywhere with us, his dad would remind me, you can't eat pork, right? Like, what do you think? I'm holding this kid down and force feeding him a frickin' pork sandwich? Yeah, I understand that. I got the memo 3 years ago. Give me a break here. Every single time he'd mention it.
Or it'd be better. I thought of this. If I picked up part of a brisket and made brisket burn-ins.
Yes.
That's considerably longer, though.
Yes. I'm thinking about for the barbecue that one of guinea pigging you guys, which I know no one will have an argument with, but I saw a recipe on Facebook for cherry Dr. Pepper marinated pulled pork.
Yeah.
Look at the gorilla.
So no. Well, that leads into a question I was about to ask Scott. How different do you do the recipe for beef than pork? Because I've always
it's a lot longer cook.
Well, a lot longer cook, but flavor profile wise, do you go more? I always think of beef as being more of a spicy or savory, and pork being more of a sweet.
Well, I will make the beef a little spicier with some red pepper flakes, but I keep to the same. I still keep it with the Kansas City style. Okay. So you're going to get the sweet.
The sweet heat.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get the sweet heat.
Now, I'm a fan of brisket. Don't fuck up the burn-ins. Stay with the fucking pork burn-ins, jackass. Don't fuck up the burn-ins.
I don't fuck up the burn-ins. You have not had
God damn it. Pork burn-ins.
Bitch, if he brings in some brisket burn-ins, you're going to be like, well.
I'll eat the motherfuckers. I'm not saying I won't eat them. I'm just saying we've set a standard here with the pork burn-ins.
Yes, we have. Because I've tried, and I can't do it the way you do it.
Scott, be bold. Be adventurous.
Do some ostrich burn-ins.
Do some ostrich. No. You can't really do burn-in with bird, can you?
No, it's not.
You can't do it with ostrich because you can't cook it that long.
Yeah.
Ostrich.
It'd just be it'd be a fast cook.
Yeah.
Could you
just char the wings and hand them over?
Could you do it with any poultry?
The problem is, really for burn ends, you need that fat content because you got to render that fat out, and poultry just doesn't have it.
No.
Duck or goose?
Yes, but if you cook it that long, you're going to get freaking shoe leather.
You'll get jerky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, goose definitely has the fat content, but it doesn't have the holding power of that long smoke.
But you're gonna ruin the taste of cooking it that long.
We got to talk to Mom because I don't know if I mentioned this. After my coast trip, I had to come back a day early because I promised the employer over there that I would come in Friday and catch up anything that was pushed to the end of the week. But that means I was going to miss dinner Thursday night. So I was sent home with my portion plus some extra for the parentals of dinner for Thursday night, which was elk steak. Freshly killed mere weeks before by the benefactor of said trip.
Nice.
Hit by a truck.
If only he had to pay to go hunt it. But no, I'm looking forward to... My mom's got them tucked away in the freezer for a night when there's time to appropriately give them the attention they deserve, because if we cook them over medium rare, Ken will sense it and he will come kill us.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yep.
But
absolutely
But
right.
now you got me thinking elk burn-ins?
Nope, elk is too lean.
Elk's too lean. So
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
Now
about
you
the,
could
the
do
game
you could
meats.
do it with bear because bear
was
is
gonna
very
say
fatty
bear,
by natural.
yeah.
And its sad part is we went through the freezer because I got some killer deals on some New Yorks, and I had 2 bear roasts in my freezer, but given the dates on them, I'm like, no, these are
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
Because they've just been in there too long. But bear burn-ins could be done because bear has that fat content that you want. Elk, anything
Elk's
that's the ungulate, whether it's deer, elk, or moose, it just doesn't have the fat content for a long cook.
They're running around too much. They don't have enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not running away from me. Typically, they're flipping me off and laughing as they stroll away.
But you know what I love when I do beef brisket? I cut the fat off and make tallow. Liquid gold.
I don't think I mentioned we were there for Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, so we had jambalaya with antelope andouille sausage.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ken's a good friend to have.
Okay.
Clearly.
It's really good.
Nice. I like it. Oh, now that I'm starving.
Well, final thoughts? You've hit the transition, Scott. What do you think?
Oh. It's good. I'm not floored by it, but it's good. It's a well-constructed cigar. It's a good smoke, but it wouldn't be my go-to. It's just not my wheelhouse. But if I were given one, or if it was sitting in the humidor, and I'd be like, "What?" It's a kind of a what the hell. Mm-hmm. But it's a decent smoke.
As we say, try everything at least once.
Yep. Exactly.
No, this is one I wouldn't mind throwing in the rotation once in a while. It's getting definitely spicier. So, yeah, I like it.
All right. Do we think it's about that time?
I do think it's about that time.
All right. Take me home, Gorilla. As you can see, the cigar is down to the nub. The Johnny Blue is empty, so I think it's about that time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this show. And on behalf of the Gorilla, live from the Gorilla Enclosure, Greg and Larry and myself, thank you for listening. Check us out at LumaCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Don't be a stranger. Drop us a line. Let us know you're out there at info@LumaCigarCartel.com.
Yep.
I'm Scott Robinson, and on behalf of all of us here at Beyond the Humidor, we look forward to chatting with you on the next episode. But until then, stay healthy and safe as always. And as I say, good smoke, good drink, and good life. Take care, everybody. Until next time. See ya.